Okay, so in this video we should probably wrap up the functionality of the app, maybe even have some time to do a little styling. So last we checked off, our form should be pretty much all set to go for editing and we already know it can create a new item, and it should pretty much be based on the way we set it up, should already be set to update items too. We just need to make sure that you can get to it for updating. So what we need to do is make it that when we render, so let's go to our loaded function here. Okay, we're gonna make it that each item, so it's gonna be in the map, so our map starts over here. Each item is gonna have an edit button, which is gonna be a link. Okay, so I can just copy this link over here. Where is that link from? Let's actually, new note, yeah, let's copy that. Control C, except now it's gonna be for each thing. Save. So wait, structures are better. There's going to be edit note, and this, actually I don't even need to do that. I don't need the link tag, because you'll see what I'm going to do here, because I want to do some other stuff first. What I want to do is I'm going to create a onClick function, and I'm going to define the function inline. So instead of defining a function and passing it in, I'm just going to pass in an arrow function, because there's a couple things I want to do. I'm going to need to use dispatch. Did I destructure dispatch from useState? Yep, there's dispatch. Good. So I have dispatch. And what I want to do is use dispatch. And I'm going to pass in an object where the type of action I'm taking is selecting. So select. And the payload is the note. Okay. Good, because I want to be able to set the note to what it is, and then history.push, that's going to be props.history.push, because again all the router props are in props. Router.history.push, I want to push you to slash dashboard slash edit. Okay, so the param is edit. That's going to trigger all the things to make sure that all the edit stuff works on the form. And then this is going to change make sure that in our app state that the note, the selected property, will be our app state. So that's going to trigger this action. So we need to go define that action in our reducer. So case select, and what we're going to do is we're going to do new state. So we get to create the new state, which is going to equal a new object with the existing state, except now, what's the name of the property? Edit will equal payload, action.payload. Okay. And then we return that new state, and that's the new state. And again, we will break. And then I need to get rid of this console log over here. Okie dokie. Save. Cool. Save. And then let's go try this out. So now, when I go to the app, let's go back to refresh. See, now each one has an edit note. So now I should be able to click this, and I should see the form pop up again. But this time it should have my title and my body already pre-filled in. Yep, good. And then I should be able to change it to like my title too. And it works. Yay! Okay, so we can now edit, create, and display our notes. So then the next thing to do would be to delete. And for delete, it's going to be pretty straightforward. So that's just going to be on the dashboard. I'm just going to create the button. I'm just going to do it all as an inline function. Okay. And then this is going to be delete note. And this will be pretty straightforward. Sorry. What's going to happen here is we're just going to do a fetch where it's the URL plus slash notes plus the note ID, so we can specify which one we're deleting. Okay, and then we just have to specify the method delete and we need the auth header. So that way we know we have the authority to delete. So headers, and that's authorization. And that's going to first start off with the string bearer space plus the token. Okay, let me just make sure I destructure those things. URL and token. Good, I do have those. Authorization, and then that's the fetch. Let me just see where that fetch ends. Right here. And then from there, we'll just do a dot then. And in the dot then, all we're going to do is just run get notes again and update the notes list. Cool. And then that's that. And that's what the delete button does. Okay, let me just make sure it says delete. Yep. And now if I go back over here, let's go back to the main page. Okay, now if I were to delete cheese, and it disappears. Good. It works. Okay, so now our application, we can log in and log out. There's a couple things I want to clean up. I want to get rid of this home button. There's no reason for this home button when we're logged in, so I'm going to get rid of that. So let's go back to our code. That would be back in nav. Okay, so I'm going to actually just move this control, or actually just move this control X into here. I hit save. Nope. Save. So that way it formats. And there we go. So if the token exists, these three buttons. If the token doesn't exist, these three things are in the menu. But if the token does exist, it just takes you straight to the dashboard and gives you only button it leaves you is log out. So that works for me. Save. Let's go back over here. Back to the main screen. Refresh. If I hit log out, see again all the buttons come in. Home, sign up. So that way if I wanted to go back home from there, then test one, I log in. There's my notes, but now let's see if I log in under a different user. So let's do test 6, test 6. Okay, and then let's see. Test 6 doesn't have notes because I haven't made any yet. Cheese. Hello. Okay, cool. So you have a note-taking app that works. That's very cool. So yeah, now it's just a little bit of styling. How much time? We got 8 minutes, so we've done 8 minutes so far in this video. So I think we can spend a little time on styling. I definitely want to style the dashboard. So let's see here. Let's just take a look at how I set up the dashboard. The dashboard is all in a div called dashboard. So let's go to styles. Okay, and I'm going to style the dashboard. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn that to a comment. Okay. Dot dashboard. I want all the text to be centered. Okay, and again, this is going to keep doing that, so I'm going to hold off on that for a second. Go back and look at the dashboard. Each note is in a div called note. Okay. So over here, styles. So we'll do dashboard in dashboard. So inside the dashboard, any note, I want it to have a text align center as well. I want the width of these notes to be, let me think about that. Okay. To be 80% of the screen to make it 90%. So we're gonna need margin, and the margin's gonna have to be like 10 pixels auto, and then we're gonna want a border, and we'll just say border 3 pix solid crimson, because we've been using crimson so far. Okay, that should give it a little bit more appealing look. Just through the nature of React Router, I have to keep doing this, so there we go. Log out, there we go. And it's a little bit better. Again, I'm not going to play around with this too much, but it's getting there. And then let me make all these other buttons also apply. So let me go back to my form component and see how we rendered that. That has a class name form. So let's go back to my styles. And where did I write the form input? And then I also just say dot form input. So we'll check that's what I called it. Form, yep. So let's go back over here. That didn't quite do it. Think about dot form, class name form, form input. Input. Well, that's on the form, so that's fine too. I also want to make sure that the button tags are like that as well. So here we go. There we go. Now if I were to create a new note, form looks a lot nicer. If I wanted to edit note, okay, I guess I should finish. No, but now if I delete a note, all the buttons look good. This is, it's good enough. I just need to get rid of these console logs. But in the next video, we'll deploy this and be done with this.